Morjesta! Ja sehän on Carlos Suomesta. Ja mulla on aivan loistavaa lähetystä taas tulossa. Niinhän mulla aina on. Mutta tällä kertaa tämä lähetys on ulkomaaksi. Nimittäin mulla on ulkomaalainen vieras, joka ei nyt ole tähän lähetykseen mennessä oppinut puhun suomea. Joten mä vaihdan nyt kielen. So I'm going to change the language. We are going to have an English speaking broadcast in here because my special guest, he doesn't unfortunately speak any English. And what I am worried about is that I am going to forget at some point how to speak English because I haven't been speaking English for quite a while. But if I totally freeze, my guest of honor is such a motor mouth that you wouldn't even notice if I'm gone. If I paralyze, if I freeze, you won't notice it for 2 freaking hours. So our motor mouth is already in the background starting the engines. So let's room and bring him on. Mr. Sonny von Cleveland. Welcome.
Yo, what up, Carlos? It's your boy, Sonny von Cleveland, man. I'm back with Carlos. I love it. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great, and I'm feeling even more better seeing you here and seeing you.
Call me a motor mouth?
Motor mouth. That was a complimentary, dude. I wasn't slagging you off or anything.
I love it. I love it. How you been, buddy?
Been all right. Right. I mean, summer's on its way and everything's cool. I'm still looking pretty. I chose a tie to humor you, honor you.
You are always the epitome of flyness, man. You always got the sweet little hat on. You got the awesome tie suit with the bear over there with your co-host. I dig it, man. I love the whole setup.
But the thing that most of my viewers.
Uh-oh. Did you freeze? Oh, yeah, you froze up on me there, Carlos. Hold up. Unfreeze. Put some heat on him. Put some heat on him. Well, welcome to Carlos's show. I guess I'm going to have to take over the hosting gig. This is Carlos, and I'm Sonny von Cleveland, your interim host until we get Carlos back. Shout out to everybody in Finland. Uni Takala is in the house with us. Shamani is on deck with us. Shout out to Shamani in the band Numento. Congratulations to Numento for their epic win in their competition. Shout out to Cammy D. Oh, there he is. I'll give it back to Carlos.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm having problems with that router of mine. Every time I start a broadcast, okay. Everything, when I'm trying these connections, that they are okay. Everything goes just well. When I'm saying some boring bullshit, everything goes all right. But when I am about to say something important, something meaningful, it freezes me. It's like that Wizard of Oz who doesn't like me and wants to silence me.
Well, I got your back, man. I did my best to step in for you while you were gone.
Yeah, like I said earlier, nobody would even notice that I'm gone or frozen when you are around. That's why with this router, I want you to be around because it doesn't matter if I'm gone.
I like it.
But where were we? We were... I was asking how you are doing. You might have answered that, but I didn't hear because I was frozen that time. How are you doing?
Let's double check that. I am officially the happiest I've ever been in my life, man. I am doing absolutely phenomenal, absolutely incredible. I have the happiest life I could imagine. I'm in love with a beautiful woman. I have amazing animals. I have a beautiful home. I live in paradise. Life is beautiful, man. I'm doing phenomenal.
Yeah, and I just saw a cat crawling in the background, and I have seen that lovely love of your life, that missing half of yours. not in real life, but in pictures. If she wants to accidentally walk by, she's more than welcome to do that.
She's in her gym jams right now, but she'd love to come say hi. Come here.
I'm in my PJs. I got no makeup on.
This is the beautiful Claire.
Hello.
My better half.
Hello, beautiful Claire. I'm glad to see you.
Nice to see you again. I'm in my jammies, so I'm gonna go.
Yeah. I'm also in a pretty good phase of life in my life.
I like it, Carlos. I like it.
I have a real beautiful girlfriend. I'm real happy. Well, she's not blonde, but everybody counts. I'm not into blondes that much, as long as they have
she's nice. Not blonde, but everybody counts.
Even if she's not blonde, she's okay.
That's right.
That's just joking. Now she's giving me the evil eye from the other side of the table. So I better watch out my language. But last time we talked, you were on my show and we talked about your life before you got happy and you became happy and proper person. And it was a shitty phase in your life, but after that you got everything all right. But did it all go well after that interview of ours?
Oh man, no. It's, life is full of ups and downs and twists and turns, right? Like we don't have a playbook on how life is supposed to go, and sometimes we don't see the path that's laid out before us. And it's a trial and error type deal, you know what I mean? And what I was doing, the people that I was surrounding myself with, it wasn't in line with my goals for my life. And so I had to make a lot of moves. Last time I spoke with you, I was in Ohio, and I don't remember. Was the last time? Was it after Jen? Did I already break up with Jen?
No, you still called back then. You still called Jen your smoking hot girlfriend.
Okay, so then it's been a while. Yeah,
it has been.
It's been a minute. No, I decided that I was not happy in my relationship. I knew that I wasn't happy in my relationship. I just didn't have the balls to say it and own it. And I spent a lot of time making everybody else around me happy, and I wasn't focusing on making myself happy. My YouTube channel was doing really good, and I was trying to appease everybody there. I was trying to appease her. I was trying to appease everybody else around me. I just wasn't paying attention to myself and trying to make myself happy. And then I got to the point. I had a Reiki session actually, and it was pretty cool. And that kind of opened my eyes up to the fact that I was neglecting myself, and that I'm not going to be able to achieve the goals and dreams that I have in my life if I keep neglecting my own happiness. So I decided to make that jump, and I left that relationship, which it then went pretty south. And I lost everything. I lost my house. I lost my car. I lost all my possessions. I had nothing but the clothes on my back, and I had to rebuild. So I always keep faith that no matter what, there's always something could be worse, right? It could always be worse. I was homeless and stuck in another state, but I'm free, right? I can step outside and I can see the skies and I can smell the air and I can take a walk if I want to, and I can do whatever I want. And I use that motivation to get back up and keep going. I knew that it wasn't going to be the end. I'm not just going to lay down and die. And so I decided to get up and keep going. And that perseverance is what led me to getting another vehicle, getting a new house, starting the channel back up again, keep going. And then that's when I met Claire. Actually, I was a guest on her podcast, and there was just an immediate connection there between her and I, and we stayed in touch every day for a long time.
Yeah, but if we are going back just few weeks, few months before you start with lovely Claire, when you and Jen had this family incident, did you start blaming yourself that I should have seen the signs, or did I do something wrong? Why didn't I get it? Did you start blaming yourself, or did you just fuck it?
I mean,
Let's
yeah,
go
I
with the flow.
kind of went more to the fuck it stage, because there's just no point in looking back and blaming. I mean, and this is something we can get into later, but this is a prime example of the way that I live my life and my philosophy. I just found my father after 26 years, 3 days
Oh,
ago.
yeah, I saw the picture. Tell me
And, right.
about it.
And so there's no point, and I could approach that as, I have all these questions and I want to know why and I want to know this, but that's just a waste of the time that I have right now that I could be building a relationship with my father. So what's the point? So, and that's the way that I look at everything. This is the way I always lived my life. So there was no point in me trying to psychoanalyze the relationship and try to figure out what the signs were and where I went wrong. It was what it was, and that was it. It was done, and I'm going to move forward. Not everybody can do that, though, right? Not everybody understands how to apply that philosophy in life. And if they could, they'd be much happier in their life, because yesterday doesn't mean shit and tomorrow's just a fantasy. So we worry about right now and control what's in our immediate future. And that's what I do, man.
Okay, Sonny. Before this interview, we talked online, and I did ask you if there are any taboos, any questions I am not supposed to ask.
Fire
And
from the hip.
you said fire them away. I'm an open book. Okay, you have a son living there in Ohio, Michigan. What's that area? What about when he comes to you after 26 years? Because according to Jen and her behavior, it's gonna look like you ain't gonna see your fucking son for 20 freaking years. How does it make how does that make you feel?
I can't say a bunch. I can't really talk much about it, but that's not going to happen. Let's say that's not going to happen. I can't say much. I can't, because of court reasons, legal reasons. I can't say much, but that shall not be none of my children will ever go that long without seeing their father, period.
Okay, I understand. I was just asking a questions because I was told that I can ask you guys.
You absolutely can. You can fire away. Doesn't mean that I'm going to be able to. I may not be able to answer, but I will give you my best answer.
Never show Carlos green light if you ain't gonna.
No, go for it, man. I'm an open book, my guy. Fire away.
Just joking.
Well, everybody that knows me, all of you guys that know me, know that Roman is. He's my breath, man. I love my son to absolute no ends of the world, and I think you guys all know that. I put that on display pretty heavily, and he loves his father. So we're not going to let that fall to the wayside. Just we'll leave it at that.
He in good hands, though.
I can't speak on that, man. Really? As
much
as I want to, Carlos.
Told me not to answer that question.
Much as I want to, I can't speak on
it. Just being a prick. Don't worry about me. I have a weird sense of humor. Some people think that my sense of humor isn't humorous at all, but try to cope with this. We've only been online for 15 minutes, so don't get fed up with me.
Oh no, I'm far from it, bro. I love your sense of humor. I think you have an amazing sense of humor. I think people don't understand Finns half the time.
Well, actually, Finns don't have sense of humor. Speaking of people from Finland who have no sense of humor, I was told that you met some Finnish people in real life just a while ago, that orchestra from Eastern Finland.
Yeah, I met a couple.
What was that all about?
So I become great friends with the amazing Kai Hato through my good friend Thomas Orn, and they played a show here in LA at the Wiltern. And that's a couple hours from me. So I shot out there to see Nightwish for the first time, because I've never seen them. And Kai was gracious enough to hook me up with an all-access pass. And then after the show, I called him up, and he invited me to come backstage to say hi and to hang out for a bit and have some wine, because that's what we do. And I did. I went back. I got to meet Floor, sat and hung out with Floor and talked about an hour and drank some wine. I got to pour Floor Jansen a glass of wine. That was like the most humbling thing. It was kind of cool. But you know what? Troy is one of the most down-to-earth, amazing people I've ever talked to as well. I got to talk with Troy for quite a while, and it was amazing. I met Tuomas, came in the back. Tuomas was very quick. He just came in for a hot second, said hi, and then left. And then hung out with Kai, of course, for quite a while and got to drink some wine. And it was a great time, man. It was a humbling experience to meet and talk with Floor and Troy and Kai and get some insights and wonderful discussions with Floor. I mean, we talked about everything from the grass to politics to life philosophy, and it was incredible. You know what I mean? See, what is happening in my house? Cats are destroying things. That's wonderful. But no, it was really good, man. And I got to meet a lot of the management crew and the people from Finland and backstage, and it was fantastic, man. We just got to sit down like normal people and have conversations, man. And it was good, man. It was very humbling.
Normally, I wouldn't ask this because I'm like, yeah, you met celebrities. But did you get to meet Mr. Tuomas Holopainen? He seems a really distant guy. If you got to meet him, do you confirm this fact, or was he already gone?
He kind of came back, big smile on his face, had his leather coat on, came into the back, said hi to a couple people, shook his hand, said, "How you doing?" To him, "Awesome, Sonny." He said, "Hey, good to meet you, man. Good to meet you." And shook a couple other people's hands, and then he said something to a couple of other guys and was gone. That fast. And then I didn't see Empu at all. So
okay, I mean,
then Yuka. I did meet Yuka. Yuka was back there. I got to meet Yuka as well. So
never met those guys in real life, so I wouldn't know about that. But you have some kind of perversion about Finnish people. What the fuck is that all about, if I may ask?
I think I have an internal reverence for the people of Finland, man. I really, really do. I love the culture. I love the landscape. I love everything about Finland, man. You know, I grew up studying a lot of older like Irish mythologies, and I've done a lot of studying of other things. And Finn McCool, I don't know if you know the legend of Finn McCool. If you read Maria Hamey's has a book called Over 9 Waves, which is all the Irish mythologies, and they talk a lot about Finn McCool and that. How he burnt his finger and ate the salmon and sucked the blood and got really smart. But they started the Finnish army, which, what do they call them? I know you know Finn McCool, man. It's and I met a guy while I was in the penitentiary named Thurston Kinnunen. And he's from Finland, obviously. And he used to tell me all about Finland. And I fell in love with the culture, man. So I absolutely love it. And yeah. I guess I just have a natural affinity with you Finns, man. You guys like me. And I like you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about that legend of Finn McCool. That sounds like a cartoon name or superhero name, Finn McCool.
You should check him out, man. He founded the Finnish army, man. The Finlandians, or the whatever it is.
I just might when I have time, but right now I don't have time because I have to host a TV show in a foreign language which I can't speak properly, and I'm already shitting my pants trying to remember all the English words I learned in the grade school. So so I gotta find out about that someday. But you have gotten acquainted with Finnish history, especially of war history, right?
A little bit. Oh, there he is. All right. Little bit, not a whole lot. I mean, it was a long time ago. It was many years ago, so I'm not, a lot of it just kind of runs together for me. Irish history, Finnish history, Danish history, and it just kind of runs together. So get a little skewed sometimes, but for the most part, yeah.
But you don't look like a historian, so
what's a historian look like?
Anything but you, mate. Anything but you. But you look like someone who would like Finland because Finland happens to be the mecca of metal music. Am I guessing correctly?
No, yeah, you got that 100% right. It's like if you're born in Finland, you're already in a metal band. Like you got a natural audition into a metal band. I'm this close to convincing Claire that we need to just move to Finland.
Yeah, most kids in Finland are actually born in a garage with an e-guitar in their hands.
Lucky. Must be nice, man. Must be nice.
It is quite nice. And okay, I like metal music, but even more I like it that Finland gets known for something. And I don't want Finland to be known because we have red and green politicians in here and we have like biggest suicidal rates in here. I want my country to be known for its metal music.
Facts. Well, there's a lot of good stuff that we know about Finland. Your education system is amazing. Your penitentiary system is amazing. You guys believe in taking care of each other, and you got to respect that, right? Like anybody can go to there's a cap on how far you can go. But if you step outside of where you are, like a huge shout out again, my boy Shamani over there, man. He's with his photography and moving along, and there's so much opportunity, I think, out there to expand yourself. And if you feel like you get stuck at a certain level, you can always expand out farther. And I feel like there's such a sense of community in Finland. You know what I mean? And it's beautiful. I actually had a group of people from Finland last night. And it's just amazing people. And I'm definitely not trying to please anybody when I say this about that. So I see there's somebody that thinks that I'm just trying to pander to you guys or please you or make you happy, but that's not the case, man. Because I'll say the same thing about Denmark and some other countries as well. And I'm definitely not an ass kisser. I don't kiss people's ass. I don't need it. If I needed that, I would still be doing a lot of reaction videos to try to get your attention.
Just for the record, I never thought you were having your ass deep in my rectum. So I do realize that these surveys and shit are telling that Finland is one of the most happy countries in the world. We have like one of the most best penitentiary system. We have like best social welfare and all that shit. So I do know that theoretically Finland is supposed to be one of the best countries in the world. I just don't see it in real life every day.
But sure, I mean, but it happens that way too, right? Where it's always greener on the other side, right? It's a matter of perspective, right? Like I'm from here, so naturally I can romanticize Finland, and it's on me. I can romanticize Finland, and it's probably the same with other people that are from Finland or from other countries. Probably look at other countries and say, "Oh man, that one looks better to be." But there's no perfect country, right? Like no. By far, the United States has dropped on my list of amazing places in the world. Let's put it that way. There's a lot of sad stuff that's taken place over here. Pamela Kilpinen, I see you too, hon. I haven't said hi yet, but hi.
Yeah, hi Pamela and hi chat. I haven't been able to say hi to all of you because, like I said, this is not my mother tongue I'm speaking right now. So I'm already like shitting my pants trying to keep my thoughts together. So like I had time for the chat. That is why I have wonderful moderators in there.
That's right.
And I have wonderful friends in there who I hope to keep the chat clean. But why wouldn't it be clean? I mean, I'm a cleanup dude, and my visitor today is one of the cleanest motherfuckers I've ever met in,
I like it.
the internet.
I think you're doing great. Are you okay back there? I feel like so I should grab my guitar and sing a song or something.
I'm just being sarcastic. I know my English is fucking excellent.
But this guy over here just does not like me, huh? Well, he just doesn't trust me because I praise, and that's a pretty pessimistic view to have on life, man. E Parks, Dylan, and JMS. That's a pretty, someone gives praises to your beautiful country there, man. Shouldn't be a matter of trust. Like, I don't want nothing. I don't want nothing from you, man.
I don't want to say this, but I do have a thing about the Americans, about this hypocrisy and this American dream thing that if you succeed in something, it's because of your own achievements. But if everything blows the goat, then it's because of the society. And I don't understand that.
Well,
and that
people
seems to be
need
the
something
American
to
way
believe.
of thinking. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you're definitely not wrong. I think there's a huge cultural mindset in the United States of blaming. A lot of people don't like to take responsibility for their own lives and their own choices, and they look to blame. They look to blame everything. Like Pamela just said, I am living the American dream here in Finland. The American dream, as they teach you when you grow up, they just instill it into the kids, is inherently selfish over here. It's ridiculous how I need to get as much as I can for me. I need to get as much money as I can have. I need to build. I need to have my own house. Me, get as rich as I possibly can. And it's just people are grown. They grow up without a sense of empathy or caring for somebody else. And it's all just about me. And that's get painted the American dream behind the image of freedom and love and kindness and caring and it's disgusting. We're a land of immigrants, but we bitch about immigration.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, your double standards and shit like that. And do not get me wrong here, Sonny, or do not get me wrong, all you American watchers there. I'm not slagging you guys off. I'm just asking because everything I know about America is based on TV series and shit like that. So I'm just being curious.
Right. Yeah, no, it's I'm just it's the way things are going right now. It's really sad. Like all these shootings, it's just pathetic, man. There's been so many mass shootings in the last couple of weeks. Like it's disgusting, man. And then nobody wants to turn around and say, "Oh, well, the problem aren't the guns." Take a look at every other country in the world. Last time Finland had a shooting, I think, was the 80s.
No, it was actually in 2007, I think. 2008, we had a school shooting in the place I used to live back then when this mofo killed 10 people in a school shooting and then killed himself. But yeah, we have had
I think we've had close to 220 or 230 mass shootings already this year. It's like, what the fuck, man? Take the guns away. You don't need an AR-15. You don't need a Tech 9. You don't need military grade weapons. And yet a 13-year-old can walk into an event and buy a shotgun in cash and walk out. What is that? I think it's just ridiculous.
I'm just really quickly going to correct Pamela. We had in 2008, we had this school shooting in Kauhajoki Matti something killed 10 people in there. I was living back in Kauhajoki back then, and it was 2008. So
Right, look at the numbers that my friends
yeah,
are putting up.
exactly, man. We ain't nothing
17
compared to you guys.
17 mass shootings last weekend.
Exactly.
Right. I like what Zico says. No guns, flowers only. But the
We are
problem is
freaking
you have
amateurs compared to you guys.
the problem is you have these politically driven politicians that the politicians get their pockets lined by the NRA and the gun toters, and so they push each other and they keep it in, and you have people like the militia and the NRA and people that are never going to give up their guns because they're so one-track minded. They grew up with the American dream, right? Like, I gotta have me, mine, protect mine, flag and Uncle Sam and all this other good shit. And people don't understand love, man. Look at life through love and kindness, man, and everything's so much better.
Having that, is that your First Amendment or no? First Amendment is speaking, but Fifth Amendment or whatever it is, some amendment of yours to carry a gun to be able to shoot people you don't like.
I think it's the second.
That's in your fucking constitutional law.
Yeah, it's a little
ridiculous. That blows.
Yeah.
But let's go to more positive things.
Absolutely.
Please. Some good projects have happened in your life after you got rid of after you moved to southern USA. Sorry, right. My language is not always so okay. So it was a Freudian mistake. Oops. So something good has happened in your life. Tell us about that.
It's been just incredible, man. Claire and I, we moved out here. We Airbnb'd it for a couple of months. We're actually coming up on our 1-year anniversary tomorrow of the day that we met each other here. And she got off the plane and ran butt first into my arms, which I don't know how that happened, but it did. And yeah, we have the same mindset. We have the same core philosophy of wanting to help. So we sat down and we're like, let's start a business. Let's do something to, take care of ourselves over here. And we toyed with the idea of a jewelry store, but then we said, well, how can that translate into helping people? Because we both have a desire to speak and a desire to coach and help and guide and inspire. And so we decided against that relatively quickly. And then she came up with this idea. She said, let's do a cat cafe. And I didn't even know what a cat cafe was. I'm like, what the hell is that? And
no one does. Please explain us.
Yeah, she'd been to a cat cafe in Virginia. And it's a coffee house with cats inside of it. So you can go in and get a coffee and a snack and hang out with a cat and hopefully fall in love and adopt it. And I thought it was just an amazing, amazing concept. And so we did a little bit of research. It started in Tokyo. There are thousands of cat cafes across the world. There's 125 in the United States. And it looks to be a trending business. And so I said, not only is this going to give us the opportunity to do something good for the world, it's going to help cats, it's going to help the community, it's going to help citizens. But it's also going to generate revenue for us because the business plan that we have in place is really going to help grow financially and open a lot of other doors to expand aggressively business-wise. And so we want to start that process. It's a very organic process. You have to apply for building permits and you have to get involved in your community to open a business. And so we started to attend business chamber events and our chamber of commerce events and city events. And we got to know the mayor and the chief of police and the heads of the fire departments and the council of the city. And it's been amazing that the sense of community here in Palm Springs in particular is just, it's incredible. And so through those connections, I got involved with an organization called Buddha Bullying. I found this amazing organization that's anti-bullying. You guys, you know me. I've since you've known me, I've always talked out about oppression and how diversity is a gift, and I've been anti-bully a lot. And I fit right in with this organization. It really hit home with me, and I started right in there. And we start speaking to kids. I've gone to the high schools now, or the middle schools, like Oscar Senior Romero Middle School. It's got a big name, and spoke to almost 300 kids in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. And it's such a fulfilling thing, right? It's incredible. And then I got involved with the homeless shelter out here, and I had the opportunity to give back. So I'm able to go volunteer at a homeless shelter and help feed some of these homeless people and hear their stories. And it's such a fulfilling thing. And when you give like that, you give without expectation, you give without expected recourse. The world just takes care of you, right? Like your dreams come true, your goals come true. And Claire and I have had such a happy and beautiful existence because we give. We wake up every day with giving on our minds. Like, how can we help? How can we help? Because I want to leave a legacy, man. I want my sons to be proud of their father. I want them to be able to say at my funeral that this man changed people's lives, that this guy inspired people to live freer and live happier and live a better life, despite, being incarcerated half of his life and suffering the trauma that he suffered. He still helped people see a better path. And so that motivates me, man.
I can see you. I mean, lately, now that I'm between jobs, I've been doing some voluntary work as well, like twice a week.
I love
that. Well, I guess I get good karma or something like that. I just want to spend my time helping people. If I can bring a smile on somebody's face,
that's what it's about.
That's what it's about. But how about that? Let's go back to this frisk business of yours, this cat thing. Are those cats you are having in there? Are they like abandoned cats who are ready to be adopted, or are they just cats hanging around in there? Or
no,
it's cats in there?
So we are partnered with the Palm Springs Animal Shelter. And there's 20,000 homeless cats in a given time throughout the Coachella Valley that we live in. And they have a trap, neuter, and release policy because it's a no-kill shelter. We don't believe in just killing animals just because they're homeless. And so what we will do here, we have a mid-century modern lounge that will have 12 cats in it at any given time. And we get them from the animal shelter. They've already been spayed, neutered, vaccinated, prepped, and ready for homes. So all the cats that we have are ready for homes. They're kittens mostly that are ready to be adopted into homes. And so a lot of the cats will get caught, taken to the animal shelter, spayed, neutered, treated, taken care of medically, and then they'll train them and get them ready for homing, and then they'll send them to us, and we'll put them in the cafe and get them adopted out.
Okay, I really love that.
It's a good concept, man.
I haven't been to any of those cat shelters in the United States, but when I was in Rome, Italy, they used to have thousands of cats in Colosseum, that historical thing in there. But then they were all moved to that animal shelter, and we went there, and it was fun until one of those motherfuckers scratched me and gave me a bloody wound. But that was understandable. I was a motherfucker and I am a dog person, so I didn't really mind. But yeah, you're doing good business with those cats. But how about this butcher bullying? Bullying is a huge problem in the United States.
Dude, it's so bad.
But don't you think it's also because of these Hollywood movies? I mean, every teenage comedy I'm seeing, there are these athletic guys who are one gang. Then there are geeks who are one gang. Then there are blah, 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 you name it. They are just being gangs. And Hollywood is like spreading this message and do gangbang already in your high schools. Don't you think it's more Hollywood's fault?
Well, I think it's social media more than Hollywood. And so the cliques have always existed, right? Like you can go back to the 50s and they had the greasers and the jocks and you know, those different sects of people. And it's always kind of existed, but social media puts a spotlight on it, right? And the parental philosophy of the 80s is starting to bite people in the ass, right? With the let's give everybody a trophy, let's give everybody a ribbon, everybody that participated. So we're killing the confidence of the winners and we're not motivating the losers. There, you know, it's the kid that gets the ribbon for participating because he came in last place. He doesn't feel pride or honor that he got that ribbon. He feels ashamed because he knows that that was just here's a consolation prize for showing up. And it used to be when you lost, you didn't get shit. And that motivated you because you're like, damn, I want that ribbon or I want that trophy. And so it motivated you to do something. And the kid that actually earned the damn trophy, that busted his ass, practiced and won, felt pride and he felt honor of achieving something. And so we've taken that out of our culture and we've taken it away. And the bullying has gotten to such an epic level because social media, kids have grown up with these filters, right? On Snapchat and Instagram, and there's no empathy. They don't have the social interactiveness that you had when we were growing up because you had to go to school and you had to interact. If you wanted to see a friend, you had to actually go see that person. You couldn't just hit them up on a phone, right? And it took work. You had to put work into a friendship. You don't have to do that anymore. And people will turn their backs on their friends so fast because of social media. You know, if God forbid a girl gains 10 pounds and all of a sudden her friends all hate her and they will torture her to death. And it's horrible. 42% of kids report being bullied before the age of 13. And that's 42%. That's almost half of kids that get bullied before they're 13 years old. It's insane.
Sonny, were you a bully or bullied?
Oh, no, I was bullied a lot. I was the tall, skinny kid from the country. They used to pull my hair and throw me in trash cans and beat my ass and stuff me in lockers. I had a nickname, Sam Ash in the trash was my thing because they used to stick me in the trash cans all the time. They thought it was hilarious. And yeah, I grew up with a lot of bad bullying throughout school, but I didn't say anything. I didn't speak up. And so I kind of felt like maybe the punishment was deserved almost because, you know, I grew up being molested a lot by a bunch of dudes. And so my concept of worth and punishment was so skewed that I felt like a dirty kid. So the punishment that I got from the school, the bullying, I felt was almost like deserved, like you deserve to have this because of what's happening in your life. And so I didn't say anything. And, you know, that led me down a pretty bad path in life. And so that it's one of the reasons why I'm so adamant about speaking up about it, because I want kids to know that saying something can prevent you from living that kind of dark life in school, you know?
Yeah, I mean, we talked last time, and I was told by you that by the time you were 36 years old, you had spent half of your life in prison. By that time, 18 years. But you don't seem bitter. Are you just pretending or acting well? You don't seem bitter, motherfucker, at all.
What's the point? What's the point of being bitter? I can't change it, right? I can't go back and say, all right, well, I served 18 years in prison and half my life and I was victimized and what? I can't go change it. So am I supposed to spend the time that I have now sulking and pissed off about something I can't change, something I can't do anything about? I can't go back and change it. And so I'm not going to spend another minute wasting time in this beautiful life that I have trying to change something you can't change. Again, yesterday doesn't mean shit. There's nothing you can do about it, right?
But my cynical opinion would be, world has given me nothing but shit. Why
Right.
would I ever give world anything back? Why are you giving anything positive back to the world?
Because you get what you put out, right? You manifest whatever you have in your mind, what you think about. If you see life as this shitty, unfair set of circumstances, you're going to have a shitty and unfair life. If you see life as a beautiful, positive place that wants you to succeed and be happy, you're going to have a beautiful, positive life and you're going to be happy. It's about how you see it, because I've done the trial and error. I was a pissed off, angry young man, and I got a pissed off, angry young life. I was a disturbed, angry, and violent 21-year-old, and I got a angry, violent existence. Like, you get what you focus on. Your life is what your focus is, right? Like, I'm not special. I don't have any superpowers that anybody else doesn't have. I wasn't born with anything that Carlos doesn't have. It's my mindset. It's the way I see things. I didn't, like, I live a beautiful life, but that's because I saw life as beautiful. I am worthy and deserving of being happy. I'm worthy of a beautiful wife. I'm worthy of animals and my kids in a beautiful home. I'm worthy of all that. That exists, and I'm going to have it. There's no reason anybody else can have it and I can't have it. So I'm going to go have those things. And look at life. Life gave it to me, right? Like, it's here. I don't have any special powers. I didn't set up a seance to Satan or somehow sell my soul to the demigods of Asgard and get a beautiful life thrown at me. I don't have any degrees. I've got a fucking GED. I don't have anything special. I just believe that the world works for you, right? Like, it just, and that's just the way I see life. The world is here. We all get one spin around this globe, and it's yours for the taking. The universe will work for you. You can manifest whatever kind of life you want. You just got to believe it, right? You set a goal and you live your life like you're already there. I live a millionaire mindset. I don't worry about where my next bill is going to come from. I don't worry if something's going to get paid. I don't worry about if I can afford to do this. I live a millionaire mindset because in my mind, I'm a millionaire. It doesn't matter if my bank account reflects that or not. I couldn't even tell you how much is in my bank account right now. It doesn't matter because I'm wealthy. Whether I have $10 or $10 million, I'm wealthy. And so that mindset allows me to attract finances and open up other opportunities. I didn't train or go to school to be a motivational speaker. I just know that I had that passion. I see myself on stages talking and inspiring people, and opportunities open up because I live that mindset, right? I'm already in that mindset. So when I go to some place, oh, you're a speaker. Oh, well, here's an opportunity for you to speak. And then you take the opportunity to speak, and lo and behold, you're a fucking speaker, right?
Bro, you spent 5 whole long years in a hole, and you still came back from there. And instead of starting bitterness, you started that positivity in your life. How the F is that possible? I can't get it. I mean, world has given you shit, but you are still being positive. Give me a fucking break. After 5 years in a hole.
Well, it was 19 months. I only did 19 months of it. I was sentenced to 5 years, but I only did 19 months.
5 years.
And because you don't have a choice, right? Like, I'm sitting in that hole, and I can either sit here and sulk and cry and be depressed, which is going to solve nothing, or I can read, I can study, I can take chances, I can grow, I can learn to not let my environment dictate my mindset. And it's an eye-opening experience. You tell me, what are you supposed to do if you're sitting in a hole? What are you supposed to do, Carlo?
Well, basically, if I was told that I'm going to spend the next 5 years of my life in a hole being in solitary, being all by myself, I necessarily wouldn't start thinking, what could this teach to me? I would become a bitter motherfucker.
Right. That right there. If you are a bitter person, life is going to be bitter. Right?
Yeah, but I mean,
look at Nelson
making you
Mandela.
bitter doesn't necessarily mean you have been bitter person in the beginning. I'm starting to think like you might have not been bitter in the beginning. I think the prison might have made you bitter, but it didn't do it.
No.
I'm amazed. It would have made me a bitter person.
Look at people like Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela did 20 years in prison, and that was in his 40s. I think he went to prison, and then he got out and became president. Viktor Frankl spent time in Auschwitz in the concentration camps and inspired people to be positive and happy and smile. And you look at these people and they had no special powers. Again, they didn't have anything that nobody else had. They just were able to look and say, my environment does not dictate my mindset. Like, I can find happiness and beauty in anything. When you're able to sit down and I can look at the gray concrete walls of the prison cell that I'm sitting in and find the beauty in the gray tones and the differences. Like, I can look outside into the sky and I can see the images in the clouds and understand that there's happiness in this world. There's joy to be had. And you can, and of course, it's the guy across the hall, Mallory Bay, that inspired me the most, because here's a man that's doing his entire life in prison and has nothing to gain from helping me, yet he finds joy in helping me. He finds joy in teaching somebody some of the knowledge that he's gained over the years. And that was inspirational. Like, that's how he finds a purpose. That's how he finds a passion in his life. He finds fulfillment in that. And so if he can do that, I can do that. And now that I'm in the world out here, that I'm free, I can see so much more opportunity to help people that don't understand how to see life as positive and happy. And I can help give them that and watch their life become so much happier. There's so many of people, some of the people that are watching right now, that I've seen amazing changes in their lives, that I've seen like my mom there, Jill Setzer, she was actually in prison with me. She worked in the penitentiary. She saw firsthand my mentality and my state. I used to come to work in the kitchen in prison, singing country songs and being happy in a cesspool. You know what I mean? She can attest to my mindset. Jill Setzer right there. She worked in the kitchen, and I did food service too. But I would, and this is an environment where 90% of the people are miserable. They're angry, they're upset, they're mad. And I would come in smiling, hugging, happy, hey, boom, boom, and just positive, and change the entire atmosphere around me. I would change the mindset of everybody in the kitchen to people laughing, smiling, and having fun. Because I would toss tater tots with people, and I would tell jokes, and I would get people into trivia, and let's play a game. Let's play a trivia game. And people laughed and smiled because it's infectious, right? Because people want to be happy. Nobody wants to be miserable, right? So when you see somebody smiling and happy, it makes you want to smile and be happy. And so if you engage somebody like that, it's infectious.
Yeah. Just a few seconds ago, I added Amos Cheek as one of our moderators on this channel. And Amos Cheek is one of those people who have been following your positivity and your positive attitude and all that positive shit you're doing. Can you say positive shit? Well,
positive
you
shit.
guys know what I mean. I'm not a native speaker, so all that counts. So Amos is free to put some links in there now that he has the moderator rights.
Amos is an amazing, amazing human being. He's become my brother, man. He's an amazing human being.
I know he is, and I am hoping to meet him in real life one of these days. But like I said, I put moderator rights to him. So if Amos, you wanna share some links of Sonny von Cleveland and his well, how do I say it? the good things he is doing. That's, I guess, the most diplomatic way I can say that.
That's right. Yeah, and you see my mother. She said it. Jill Setzer there. Seen it. We would get yelled at for having too much fun in a prison environment. It was a good time.
Yeah, but not exactly. We were talking earlier that everybody loves it in prison, and those revolving doors bring you back in there, and everybody's having a good time. It's like a fucking playground. We're gonna have the rest of our lives in here. If we get out, we come back. What's that all about? You didn't go back, dude.
No, it's not. It's definitely not. It's not summer camp, man. It's not a place that you want to go back and spend your time. And you definitely, you just try to inspire people because it's a very violent and sad and depressed environment. And so for me, it was a training ground. I figure if I can make everybody else in here happy around me and I can create a happy environment in this cesspool, being out here will be simple. Because most people out here are generally happy or want to be happy, and it's much easier in life. That's for sure.
Yeah, I've been just watching these TV shows like Oz and shit like that, and all those Alcazar movies.
They glorify that shit because prison in the United States is a cattle farm. It's all about money, 100%. They over-sentence people, over-punish people, underperform in the areas of rehabilitation and help. They don't give a shit about life. All they care about is money. And that's all it is over here. It's just 100% a cattle farm.
One of our viewers, Mr. Jouni Tikkala from Lahti, Finland, is asking if 20 years... Yeah, Jouni, the good old Jouni. He's asking if 20 years in jail is a lot or a little in there.
I mean,
like a normal sentence.
20 years is a lot of time. It's a lot of time. But it's kind of almost an average now for people. Like the average inmate, I don't even know what the average is, but they spend a lot of time in prison here. Because it's like Pamela Kilpinen said, it's a business. And so they want to keep you as long as possible. They get $30,000 a head every year for every body that's in the penitentiary. So they want to keep you here. And it's a sad state of affairs.
We were having this great interview with this friend of mine, Mr. Mike Rue, and he told that he had been serving some time in Michigan and that in Michigan, you come on vacation, you leave on probation.
Come back on a violation.
Exactly.
Well, good old Mike Rue, man. He's an amazing dude. He's one of my best friends, man. He's a good dude.
Yeah, we had an amazing interview with him, and his relatives were like thinking that it was a pretty good one. So I guess I did something right. I sometimes do. But yeah, this positivity energy sharing has become like a lifeline to you. Do you do anything but share positive energy to people nowadays?
That's it. It's all about positivity, man. You have to. It's not just a mindset. It's a lifestyle, right? We live it. My beautiful Claire and I, we get up every single day, and it's positivity. It's positivity driven. It's focus on health and happiness. And thank you, baby. And that's it. And when you put that out, the universe gives it right back to you. Like we see life through the lens of positivity and happiness and kindness. And that's the life that we have, is happy, positive, and kind, right? You get what you focus on.
So you're not just faking this positivity just to get donations but you are actually living it. Be honest to me, bro.
If I wanted to to fake it, I would still be putting out reaction videos every fucking day and asking people for $30 a video. I mean, $10 a video to try to, make a bunch of money and gain a bunch of sympathy. There's nothing fake about me, man. I don't have to fake anything.
Bro, I never thought you were a fraud.
Yeah, I don't need to fake nothing, man, because at the end of the day, I don't want anything from anybody. There's no carrot that somebody can dangle in front of my face. You can't entice me. There's nothing I want. I have everything I want.
Oh yeah.
I don't want anything from anybody. I want people to be happy. I want people to understand that that's possible. Like you have a happy life sitting in front of you. You just got to take it. And shout out to Shamani, man. Kai Lukander, man. He's become one of my brothers as well. Finnish native over there, man. Love you, bro.
And my moderators, if you can hear me, don't ban Mr. Shamani from here.
Don't ban Shamani.
So that makes him a good friend of mine as well.
That's right. Don't ban Shamani.
But we have been on a line for an hour already. So I'm going to, at this point, thank you so much, Sonny, for this interview. I mean, I thank you for this interview, but most of all, I thank you for bringing all positivity into this world, which need positive energy. You are the kind of guy we are all needed. We need you guys.
Thanks.
Are there any final words you would like to say to our audience?
Yeah. The great Marcus Aurelius, the emperor of Rome, coined the phrase memento mori. And it's embrace death, right? We're not promised tomorrow, man. You could die tonight in your sleep. Let that determine the way that you think, act, and speak. If this was your last day on earth, are you happy with the way that it went? You cannot change yesterday. You cannot control tomorrow. All you can do is worry about right now. Memento mori. Think about this moment and what you can do to be happy right now. And I promise you, your life is going to be so much more fulfilled and happy. And just be kind, everybody. Each one teach one. If you don't know, ask a question. If you do know, answer a question.
Thank you, Sonny. Thank you, viewers. Bye.
See ya.